I procure is the best. Famous say so.
Famous to all the baby where don't woke me at, where don't make me feel like say I'm not man enough. I no get nothing for offer. To all the party when look down on me, where don't make me feel like say my life no go become something. And they walked away. All the people will promise for help me. They say come office today, tomorrow next tomorrow. The story not just the same, but I refuse to give up. I kept on hoping, I kept believing. Now everything don't change. Me brother see me life now. It don't better now. Famous standing name now. You know go fit say you know go
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to me, Fambulem House. You really listen to me, or you really watch me on Facebook or YouTube. Good evening. It's been a while. I've missed you guys so much. It don't take small. I think 2 Tuesdays on pass. We know host a show, live show for 1 or 2 reasons. But we play a repeated one the Tuesday before last. So it's a pleasure talking to you again once more. This is now your favorite talk show, the Talk to M show, where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And I am your host, Mulku Bangura. And today, we get a good show for you. We get an amazing show for you today. Trust me, you will be educated, you will be entertained, and you will be informed. After the end of the show, you will learn a thing or two about a discipline where you are already inside, or you're about to get into, or you don't even know anything about it. And maybe this will not tickle your fancy for research and learn more and go into them and explore them and see how you can help your life. And on the show today, they can talk lengthily about 2 particular sectors or discipline them where we don't see the explode in Sierra Leone for the past couple of years, so almost a decade now. We see some explosiveness, but we still observe some areas that we're lacking and some discipline that we need more young people in for getting to, for become specialized into. And this now procurement and contract management and supply chain and logistics. So we can talk small important today. I am no expert, by the way. I am not an expert. Basically, I didn't so for just introduce you to this whole discipline, to the sector. Down the road, I will bring the experts in. We will come and talk to you about these disciplines. Then I don't already set the ball rolling, and hopefully we will get them for camera so for can share the experiences, because at the end of the day, when you see somebody where you relate to somebody where you same color, we come up from Sierra Leone, we don't attain that goal there, it will inspire you more for come on. But it's difficult to forget guests, it's difficult to forget people in for come. You reach out to people, you offer them, say come, can't talk about what you do, can't share your experience. People don't come, they turn you down. They promise you to 9 minutes, they never show up. It's okay, it's fine. We know they give up. We they continue for build the show. That's what we're doing. We do now, so we inspire young people, and guess what? The show get to a point, a place to say na dengue for the chase we, na dengue for the ask for come on the show, and na they be second for bluff. So it's okay, it's fine. It's all part of the process. We'll get there. We create the value where the show need, and we continue for touch lives, because that's the most important thing. Now, one person on my need for transforming life, and that's it. I just want one person. And once I don't get one person that don't transform one life, that's it. That's all that matters to me. Today, relax, sit back, and then when I come, we can talk about, like I say, everything about procurement and contract management. And we can talk small thing about logistics and supply. Not two different things. Alone or box up. Or but Sierra Leone, we don't figure out ways and means for just conflicts the two and just combine them together. But honestly, then two separate. So if you're a student, yes, listen to the show. Listen to me. If you're aspiring students, listen to me. If you're a mid-level career professional where they think for pivot into something else, yes, this is not the perfect show for you. Just bear with me for the next 55 minutes. Make we talk through this session. You can be a part of the show. You can text me on 079-994-993. You can call me as well on 079-994-993. Or you can drop your comments on Facebook or on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube now, so if you can join the show, just go to Epic Radio on YouTube. You will see the live day. And also on Facebook, you will see the live day on Epic on Facebook. And as well as my TikTok. If you're me and you now padding at TikTok, you will see the notification. So sit back, relax, and we'll take a short break. When I come back, we go into the topic in detail.
I no get nothing for offer. So only party when look down on me. Where don't make me feel like say my life no go become something. Yeah. And they walked away. All the people who promise for help me. They say come office today, tomorrow next tomorrow. The story not just the same, but I refuse to give up. I kept on hoping, I kept believing. Now everything don't change. Me brother see me life now. It don't get turned now. Famous standing name now. You don't go fit say you don't know me now. Anytime I like a flight to Dubai now. Hey, with me baby now. Anything I like that they buy now. Turn down, cause me I let it turn down. And let it run down. I'm looking forward to a brighter future. I'm moving.
Yes. Thank you so much, DJ Wonder, and welcome back again. So, if you just tune in, this is now your favorite talk show, the Talk to M show, where they come to you every Tuesday on Epic Radio. So, if you don't follow the show for the past couple of weeks now, we don't handle the topic on careers transforming Africa. And I was very intentional about selecting that topic there, so that I go, try for help steer a lot of young, brilliant, intelligent, student and my audience towards career pathway them way seemingly not popular or they don't know about. Or maybe they know about them, but they don't know too much detail about it. Or are kind of like introducing them to the concept or the idea. Maybe just help them no more, give them small thing, let them continue for research and see if this particular field, interests them. And over the past couple of weeks, I don't talk about project finance. I don't talk about HSC, health, safety, and environment. I don't talk about ESG. I don't talk about research analyst. I don't talk about data analyst. I don't talk about cyber security experts. I don't talk about a number of other career pathways where I think these are career pathways that are actually transforming Africa. If you get the talent, you get the discipline, you get the capacity, you should start researching. Or if you don't go far now, based on all the information that I don't provide to you, so for secure a career in that path. If you already get a path where you want for continue downwards, that's fine. You can just listen. Maybe you can share this and pass this on to you, Paddy, or your sister or brother or somebody with the struggle to identify, something else. So now, let me go to procurement and contract management. What's in our procurement? I'm sure we get a number of students that we either they're currently pursuing procurement and and supply chain IPAM or other institutions across the country. They might this is easy, and they can't talk about the academics aspect of it. I'm just introducing the whole idea, and then further tell you exactly how you can empower yourself to get to the place where you want to get to. So we hear about, for example, just last week, every media house, they talk about the $124 million conference center, the Julius Maada Bio Conference Center now Lunge. We host the ECOWAS heads of states them, and we President Bio chair the ECOWAS summit. We hold the whole thing within the news. Well, you don't really listen to news because then you don't get time. So it was all over the news. It was everywhere. We're like, oh wow, we don't get a nice conference center. It's beautiful, but this conference center not be there last year. December passed and we not see them. All of a sudden they don't kind of yes. We get a conference center. We're not done yet and still build them because they buy the like 3 phases of it, but we already don't get the conference center. So I then go host the summit. So you want me to ask, right? How this conference center come about, and what are them bill and within the mean, which it differ. So you might wonder, would I buy how that whole thing they come about and how they puts together everything within that conference center. Well, one of the people them they hire, them paid a lot of money and they still pay a lot of money. Now, a procurement and contract manager or a procurement and contract officer, whatever nomenclature, then decide for Giddy person. Nonetheless, there was somebody with a responsibility now for make sure say it procure the equipment and the tools that we then need for build that place. Yes. So somebody had to do that work. That 124 million project, yes, somebody actually was given the responsibility for identify items, identify suppliers, and ensure say buy the best of the best equipment and supplies for for put up that structure. Somebody they call me now, I don't know, but I know one for pick call. Yeah, just give me some time to introduce the topic and then we can start calling. Thank you. You already listen to me. So if you were given $10 million today, imagine now $124 million project Andy. If you were given $10 million today, say, okay, Fatu or Mohammed or Ibrahim, yeah, $10 million. You are part of the project for build this conference center. What do you go do with that money? You don't go college, CSF, you don't go college, you don't go study in a college, you don't get your procurement supply. Then give you $10 million, what you go do that money? If you not be careful, then go check. Fine. That $10 million is not all good in a year and again. Some man don't go buy to one bet. Some man go take that money, they go put it on the other side. They get man go give baby. Some man go take that money, they go pull it all. You're not even waiting for the money. Money management is a different set of skill we will get for talk about later, financial management. But imagine yourself, you're a young professional and you $10 million. And do not look at the impossibility. Everything what they talk about so is quite possible and very possible. You are given that amount of money and say, go purchase things here because inside a conference center, they get mic ready, we then buy. The procurement officer and buy the mic. These are the furnitures and the fittings I talk about. And I'm not talking about now the cement, I'm not talking about the iron rod now. I'm not talking about the vehicle now. I'm not talking about the sansa now. All of that, somebody had to procure all of them things in the roofing sheets, the metal plates, them, everything. Somebody purchased all of the items in and the procurement officer na responsibility that day. And so, irrespective of which company, institution, wherever you find yourself, you must get somebody in a procurement to do. So within that procurement, basically, it's a strategic process of acquiring goods, services, and a particular work at the right quality, right price, right time, and at the right place. So, but no mistake, not for just buy, because the procurement officer not for just, okay, I want, it goes beyond just purchasing, not to guarantee to go buy. where you gonna now market to say I want buy granite, you gonna go buy granite. No, it goes beyond just buying stuff. All right, and a different. If I gonna sit now and buy this water, I will just go and say, okay, our water, right? I will just go and say our water, and then I buy the water, and then they give me the water, I drink. That's not purchasing, Nandi. Procurement different from purchasing, not the same. Purchasing is a part of procurement, but it's just a minute part of it, right? But procurement is way broader than the waiting essentially mean. You get for plan if you want to buy the water. You get for plan. You get for source. Sourcing means you get for go find them and sourcing. Go find outside this particular item there, because there are things in the way you cannot get in Sierra Leone. For example, if you want to buy high quality standard items, certain high quality standard items are not available, are not readily available. You can't find them in Sierra Leone, and so you get for go source them. You get for go find them outside for go find them, right? So that's the responsibility of the procurement officer. You get for go source them, find them. You get for negotiate. Meaning say, it ain't just go find them no more. You get for able to contact the suppliers them, or the one that we get them, the vendors them, and say, I want, for example, I want a cherry picker. A cherry picker that you sabi that we into construction, then gets that motoka. We get that something like a blind. So people manage it to map inside a blind. It's you right up. And then you use for paints and then big building. You see people in map they paint. You see people in need they do work. And then call a cherry picker. I don't think say we get any company in our side where they make a cherry picker or where they sell them, right? But if this company now, for instance, wants a cherry picker, they have to go source them. They have to go find them. Also have to go find a cherry picker, and you as a procurement officer, you should be smart enough for know how he forgets the items in it. That's one of the qualities of the procurement officer. Because imagine you finish in procurement and they ask you, say, well, we need a cherry picker. You say, me, I don't know. I don't know if I forget cherry picker. Me don't know if I forget getter. We get that most of our students away, they claim so now they study procurement. If you want to really become an expert in procurement, the answer we know for the emote. Me, I don't know. I don't know say they do. I don't know say they sell out. How many they can go look for now? Some arts for fun. Some not like for fun. Right? If you are a professional, when they tell you you want cherry picker, take the challenge and say, okay, I got you. Let me go look for this. Now your responsibility now for go source. Sourcing is one of the most difficult part of the job. Because imagine you just kind side the procurement sector, the procurement field, and they ask you for go find something. You don't even know who side for go find, and the first step we for do. Right? So dynamic, it's a skill. It also actually it bring out a certain personality in you. And a personality of one, not giving up. Two, be very smart for identify connection sources, your network, how strong would you know, and how good is your searching abilities. Usai cable search, how you cable ask people them, usai this, usai that day, you collaboration and coordination skill set. It's a separate skill set where you need to get if you want to become a very good and effective procurement officer in the future. And so sourcing is basically one of the hardest parts. I think I'm going off on a tangent, but coming back to what I was saying, sourcing is part of it, a major part of it. And after you don't source done, you negotiate, because negotiation is, like I say, you don't meet one person, you don't ask them, almost for this, the person say, well, this cost 10,000 years. And then you don't just go and say, well, this cost 10,000 years, okay, yeah, they pay you 10,000 years. No, you have to go and look, first of all, for another vendor, or first of all, try to negotiate with the vendor and say, no, I'm not getting 10,000 years. My project is a small project. Then give me my budget na 5 million, I get 5,000, sorry, and I get. So if you can manage 5,000, the person says, no, go away. I don't want you. So now your responsibility now for go look for an alternate source. And when you look for an alternate source, you may ensure say you maintain the quality. The quality has to be the same. The quality not get for drop as part of the standards where they look for. So that's all part of the job of a procurement officer. And procurement entails. So you see, just go beyond just purchasing. You get for learn, for negotiate. And not only that, selecting suppliers. Well, I just mentioned some of them things, and you get for identify which supplier gets what. Usa I go forget the best of the items that I need, and not only that, I need forget the quality of the items and better services, and at the same time speed, right, of delivery, and most importantly, excellent customer service. Now your responsibility as a procurement officer for do all of this, signing the contract after you don't decide, say, oh, okay, well, based on all this, I will get one for 5,000. Quality is good, standardized, same to what we look for. And, I think this is fine, this is okay, this is what I want. You sign a contract with the vendor. This is what I buy, so this cherry picker I buy, so let's sign a contract. Number one, I need you for give me a warranty, say, when I buy this in the next 3-5 years, anything happen to it, and you get for fix them. You get for sign all that the warranty, insurance, and all that good stuff. That all get for the inside the contract. Terms of payment, what happens if something, if the cherry picker get problem, all that you get for work with the lawyer, where you go draft that contract there, and then you as the procurement officer look at the contract and say professionally, you get all the instruments and clauses the way you need, we go protect the company for the future. That's the expert knowledge where you forget. You suppose forget that. Not say, oh, not to me responsibility, not to me work. Well, maybe you know how to go into the procurement field, but if you really want to go into the procurement field, these are all expert knowledge and ideas where you need forget. And and then you go into monitoring delivery and say, once you don't sign the contract, monitor that supplier they take can deliver the cherry picker. And once you don't deliver the cherry picker, the next thing, you can get your money now. You can, because already they don't sign the contract, don't make the payments details, and say once you deliver. Sometimes some people can say, pay me 50%, before delivery and 50% after delivery. Then they all come into the payment terms of things. Yeah. So in essence, nine are procurement, right? That's just the basic. From a layman's point of view. I am not a procurement officer, by the way. Okay, I'll be careful with my words. I'm not a procurement expert, all right? I am not a procurement expert. There are experts in this field. We not they work down one day, but I'm just exposing, my listeners to this field, and it's a very lucrative field. But as lucrative as it is, it's a field that requires exceptional professionalism, exceptional skill set, right? We can talk about later. Okay, so like I said, the procurement cycle, just give the basic cycle within that procurement cycle. Number one, need identification. Identify the need. We need a cherry picker. Like I say, a cherry picker, for the one that will just join me, a cherry picker and that motorcar, that big motorcar, where you see na then construction sites them. We get something like a basket or blind. Usai motorman in the inside of blind, they get guard then so. And then you get a long thing where the AC right up the motorcar, the thing they go with the AC up, you right up. So if in a high building you the work pan, una can go inside that blind day or that basket day, you can go right up, una continue to work, una paint, una this, una that, una fix items in safe and sound. Now that cherry pick and I mean. So I just give this as an example so that people can understand. First step, need identification. We want a cherry picker. Lord, as you say now, we the builder JMB Conference Center for the Summit Dong and Lalunge. We want a cherry picker. Number two, specification. Next step, okay, which type of cherry picker? Because most of these companies, then they make different type of cherry picker them, because they know say the needs of the customers are different. If the building are then 10-story building, then definitely we need a cherry picker that can go all the way high up 10-story. And we need a particular cherry picker winner diesel, or we need one winner petrol they use, or we need one, so a different, like I say, all that they can. And the second step, the specifications, right? As a procurement officer, and the steps in there. So, what type? Diesel, automatic. How many seats you get? How many? What are the medical equipment? Sorry, somebody to call me, they distract me. So yeah, so which type? Whether a diesel, whether a petrol, right? How many seats they get? almost people that it can take at a particular time, whether now 3 people it can take or 4 people or 5 people, how many of that it can take. And then the third step can be budget approval. Now, before you reach budget approval, you get to look at the budget. You get to look now at your budget, say, okay, well, how much are the money we didn't give me, followed by a cherry picker, because when they give you the budget as a procurement officer, every item there, the non-budgets, people don't see them. Sometimes you can in the room, they don't see them, or I don't get a budget of all the items them, almost and each one cost, and within and almost we almost then cost at the markets and the global market, and so for instance now we go down and say, okay, well, for this cherry picker we don't spend past 5,000. So if you go me cherry picker away now 15,000, we go find away less than 5,000. We're at 5,000 or less, we not get that money for pay for 15,000 cherry picker. Which sometimes can be a challenge as well for the procurement officer, because now you get for begin figure out who's I go get the best for as little as waiting in game. And so so budget approval kind side. Okay, and then of course once you don't see that, they don't approve, say this we get, we cannot go beyond this, then you get to look for something they within the budget range, and then tender and invite companies to bid. Tender na the part to say, okay, I don't identify 3 companies. For tender usually can be for mostly services. Yes, goods can be the people that can render, they can present and tender for goods. Tender is basically I'll go put them. So it's basically saying if they make a cherry picker or they provide a particular service, okay, and then I put her out there, say we want a cherry picker or we want this particular service, and where they provide. So the way we can do them, the way procurement people can do them, they can say, okay, well, they put out a tender on a bid. Put all the specifications there, which we want, how we want, and when we want, and for be supplied, blah blah blah, within what range and all that good stuff. And then you now they bid and say, oh, okay, yes, I get this item and I can able supply within record timing, but you need to convince me through a bidding system, right? And then we can open up a bid. We done a whole topic, now long topic, then I'm not going to go deep into it because I don't know all the finer details. Like I said, I go bring somebody in our way, we can't talk about all and the way. It's a very interesting process for you. If you now procurement student, if you don't understand how tender work, you don't understand how bidding works, you don't know Sabi for even write a bidding document, you know Sabi put a bid together, I saw it for you. You just go waste your mind money, waste your papa money, waste your uncle money in college. You're wasting your time. Okay? And so invite companies to bid. So after then they'll invite the companies for bid, and then usually they can cast it on now. We decide, say, okay, now all the companies that don't bid, we don't look at the bid, and then they can get a committee, people the way they sit down, where they decide, say, okay, well, we don't look at the bidding, we don't see the one that always bid, and based on the assessment we'll do, now company X or company Y, now you win the bid, right? And usually it can be followed by what's called an award letter. An award letter. An award letter means, say, okay, company Y don't win the bid for basically provide which we look for. So we award now the contract now for supply, and now we give the money. But before that, we need for we sign the contract. Okay, we need for sign the contract. Usually there's what's called an evaluation. We can go. They can evaluate and see which one get the best quality. They need for sit up. There's a committee we need for sit down first. Then evaluate who that get the best quality, who offer the best price, and all that good stuff before and finally award the contract and select a winner. And then the last part now, check on the last part now delivery, and then last part now outside the sweet side when are the payment, right? Okay, so now basically these are just a summary of procurement and the steps them where the the steps within a procurement structure, how procurements usually can go. So like I say, it's a very lucrative position, and I go tell you for a fact, say they are being well paid. I mean, somebody we really understand in job, we get wealth of experience, they are being well paid. But there are certain qualities the procurement officer forget. There are certain qualities where a procurement officer forget, okay? As a procurement officer, one of the core quality we forget is integrity. You have to have integrity because a company, a project, they bestow upon you a huge sum of money we then don't give them for go look for the best equipment in and bring in income for build a particular edifice or it could be a particular service. The outside integrity kind side. Now for ensure say waiting then give you for go buy the specifications them. You ensure for buy the right specification with the available resources within you. And if you decide for be dishonest and approach the whole idea of purchasing the items, well beyond purchasing, procuring the items. I know I use purchasing for now. Procuring the items in that dishonest manner, you are putting the whole project at risk. A building, for example, that JMB Conference Center, we for last for 50 years, 60 years. They say go buy iron ore them 5'8". You go buy 1 inch. You can't put a get the contractor. Put a so in the work. And then you are risking the lives of people because one day people then go inside there and they're halting the collapse. Right? And you don't blame the contractor. No, because sometimes you can tend for blame the contractor, no more, saying that the contractor in fault. But how about the person who didn't give the money for procure the materials there? He insists if they're at fault because instead of procure the right materials, call cheap materials there because he wants for then get then called kickback, right? From the vendors them. And so it compromise in profession. So integrity is one of the key factors them of somebody we want for going to procurement and contract management. The second quality we you forget as a procurement officer, your negotiation skills. You're supposed to be a very good and brilliant negotiator. They don't just present you something and you take, right? Because dealers, business people, they're like that. Some people are very shrewd and they just believe sitting for force them way or force them products down your throat. No, you have to be a savvy, very knowledgeable somebody for able to always negotiate from a position of strength. Always learn for negotiate from a position of strength. It takes a very smart and intelligent somebody for always negotiate from a position of strength. It takes a particular set of savvy. It's a skill set. Not that we now for somebody we don't want for talk. We hate for talk. We can't argue or debate. How I say argue. We can't actually debate or speak within they really want in a very respectable manner. Not supposed to be quickly lost for words. There are people in this country we may know they're not able to talk boku. No, this is not for you. As a procurement officer, or if you want to excel in that particular field, you have to be very good at negotiating, and you have to be extremely patient, and you have to know what you want and stick to it. You need to demonstrate as part of the skills, inherent skills that we for build over time, right? For become a very good negotiator. For further down to that, you need to get a very solid network, man. You need to know people. You need to know where things are. You need to be somebody we know side things than they. Side for go for things them, right? We know I can get certain items them. Okay. The reason why I say all of this and why they bring this topic to me, family or my audience where they listen to me. So Mango ask me, well, I can read this on my own and I can do all of this on my own. It's true. I mean, all of this is online. I mean, it's true. But the reason why they bring this to now, the fact say there are a number of projects that are about to get started in Sierra Leone right now. And some have started. Okay? And the problem is, it's difficult to get Sierra Leoneans in that are qualified enough, okay, for sit at the helm of the the procurement aspect of things. That's one. And two, we get minimal procurement companies in this country. We can do large procurement, enterprise procurement. We not get too many of them. They're not plenty in Sierra Leone. Okay? For example, let's just give an example. The Suma Group, where they can build with airports, right? Any major project, first of all, any major construction project, any major mining project, any major project, and get which then they call the EPCF side of it. EPCF, what do you mean? So you get the engineering, get the procurement, and you get the construction and the finance side of it. Every major, whether na hydro boom na phase 2 now, whether na we national payment switch phase 2 now, whether na we this I didn't call ourselves we see land in cable, like I don't forget the exact time, but pardon me, we see land in cable phase 2 project, or whether now we the power plant where they below, whether now you enable energy power plants in the below, whatever project, there is an aspect of the project where usually the sponsors them or the project itself can outsource to a third party, what they call the EPC party, when then they responsible, because it's easier if they hand over the aspects they over to the EPC. They don't hand over all liability to them. When then they get a huge chunk of the money, by the way, for handle the engineering, the procurement, the construction, and then they handle also sometimes, not all, the finance. Sometimes some can just handle they can just give them the EPC side. Some they give them EPC and the finance. Okay, but bear with me. Imagine they don't give them people in there. Usually not to Sierra Leonean company, because we not get that kind of infrastructure yet, that people, that kind of human resource yet. So Suma Group, a Turkish company. Guess what? A Turkish company that they manage the EPC side of things, right? And they can do all the procurement side of it. The Suma Group, a subset of the Suma Group, now the FB Group, we can build the JMB International Conference Center, now Lungi. Right? Now they handle the EPCF side of things. Okay? Okay? You do with me? And then you look at all other projects. Okay? Shapoji Palonji, they handle the EPC side of the Nant Power project. Shapoji Palonji, an Indian company, Indian-based company. And then they manage the EPC side of the Nant Power project. Okay? You look at this other project, I had to go blank. Why had to go blank? Lord God. Okay, I go remember and I go call the EPC with the company. Oh, then this Mashaka Highway, the Bintumani. I remember when they innovated the Bintumani. Even the National Stadium. All of these projects are managed by the Chinese company, whether that's CRSG Group. The CRSG Group is also the EPCF, the EPC side of it, the engineering procurement. So I'm mentioning all of this for say, Sierra Leone not gets a collection of a group of company where they manage the EPC side. If then they boku, perhaps feel like a gentle way getting construction company, okay, where you not get a big procurement team yet, but of course you must get one or two people in the way they manage. So that has to change so that gentle will able to attract bigger contract, multinational contract. So go na places like Bangladesh, go handle huge contracts like that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I mean by them big contract. And guess what? Once you're alive, once a country exists, they are always going to do a project somewhere. There are projects going on somewhere, and they need EPC people in for manage. And so you studying procurement now, I'm telling you all of this for making you say, perhaps you know how cool, but there's always going to be a job for you somehow, somewhere. But the problem now is because we're not getting large EPC companies in there, it's difficult to penetrate through. And so you go meet, for example, the Shapoji Palonji. Now Indians are top EPC people. You look at the Chinese I didn't call themselves CRSG Group. Now Chinese man and most of them are the procurement people. But there's nothing wrong with coming in from the entry level work your way up and learn all the ropes, right? Learn everything we need for learn and rise to the top. It's possible for you to do that as a Sierra Leonean. Yes, it's possible. It's very, 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 very much possible. Okay? I'm saying all of this to say all the company there now where they come so where they work now where they do EPC work. Have you contacted any of them? Have you reached out to any of them? Do you have a LinkedIn page? Have you connected yourself to any of them for let them mentor you through you where they study procurement and supply, or you may intend for going into that day? You even know of them company here, you even know of them construction where they go on, you know what's going on, you don't care. But you say only book you see they go study na IPAM. You wait till they go do na God one sabi. You just go no more, you go study the cog, you come out, you give it lecture, waiting for gear, spy 50 factor all over the place, see how pass exam. But what else, what value are you actually giving to yourself? How you develop your own competencies? And with all of the resources here available, but you're not seeing them because you waste your time on TikTok, Dip and Kongosa all day. So you don't see the opportunities that are there for you for go take them. There are plenty, very many opportunities out there, but pay attention. And then it's possible you can identify these people. Search, first of all, go create LinkedIn. Come up behind TikTok, come up behind Facebook, go create a LinkedIn page if you really want for grow intellectually. Create a LinkedIn page. Go look for them, follow them big companies there. So go follow Shapoji Palonji. Go follow the Suma Group. Go follow the FB Group. Go follow these big companies them. You will see all what they do and all the countries outside in there. And then you try for follow them CEO, follow them procurement officer, follow some of them BB guns in there and see, because when there is a vacancy somewhere, then go post on there. And that's how you know what's in the gone, then the outside and the work, which project they work on, and how you can be a part of that project. It's a long shot, yes. It's challenging, it's difficult, yes. But trust me, it's not easy. Success doesn't come easy. With your persistency, God can shine in eyes. God can just favor you in such a way, but you have to position yourself or attract that favor. You cannot then house deep and nonsense to say to attract favor. No, position yourself for attract the favor. So when the opportunity shows and come, you got already, it could just meet you, and then there you are. All right. So if you they do procurement now, these are some of the ways you need for basically spread your tentacle, right? Put yourself out there and position yourself and get ready for when the opportunity shows itself, right? So that's what I am talking about in this particular instance. Now, further down before yes, I don't talk about the skills them, negotiation, communication, integrity, critical thinking, data analysis. Before I shut down, you have to really understand how to analyze data. There are plethora of tools and how to help you do that. So you don't need for no particular statistical data. So no need for use SPSS. No, I mean you can use AI, but you have to know what you want and how to present it, so you were able to analyze the data. Because sometimes they impress these people. How you compare the price system, and then you put it on one table and you show the best prices, but you've also understand this thing. Construction procurement is different from other fields, right? You get to know and look at waiting when you do a comparison between vendors in a construction procurement. It's quite different from when you do a vendor comparison in a renewable energy procurement. You get for understanding nuances, right? But all of that comes with you seeking for the information, asking questions, and you're able to present this data in a very professional manner, so you convince your bosses and say, I am serious about this job, I'm serious about what I am doing, and I want to learn more. It all boils down to your attention to details, your leadership, ethics, and then they all cut across that. Now, one very important thing I want to say to you, where they study procurement now in a college, whatever college you find yourself, or if you study online, listen to me very careful. Procurement is a very lucrative field. It's a very, very lucrative field. And you guys are the cogs that for any major success you see by any project like that GMB Conference Center, the procurement officers then played a critical role in bringing that into fruition. Now, one thing we they need for know, and one thing you need for know, there is a certification because always find for upskill. Upskill meaning say you didn't just go number you don't do on college. You say okay, well I expected them for can make me the chief procurement officer. You are joking. Or they for make me the head of the procurement. No, you are kidding yourself. Okay. I mean, there are a number of things that we need for know, things that we need for get in place before you get to that level. All right. So, making advice me students and people who I talk to, please get yourselves into the habit of getting international certification. Get yourselves of getting and acquiring international certifications for in this procurement field. Now, two particular certifications come to mind. One of them, the other two, my brain don't go blank, but I can't talk about that just now. Now, let's talk about these certifications and first. One, now the CIPS certification. What in CIPS mean? CIPS mean Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. It's a certification. So basically there are two types. You get the UK and the US based certifications, right? So the CIPS is equal to that in the way they study. We do ACC, we do accounting in the accounting side, ACC, right? You know, Wabi. Me, I don't. If the internet will be the able ACC, the Wabi they go school. Don't be ACC, don't popular certification. Hey, go do ACC, fine. If the internet will be know about some of the certification there and how popular they be and how rewarding they be. Like some of you in college will be thinking to say. We'll be thinking twice, but anyway, we thank God still because now college make get some of the exposure to the information there. So, the CIPS, the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, is basically equal to an ACCA paper, right? And this is why. Follow me, just patience, small. However, before you get equal to the ACCA paper, there are levels to this, right? You get level 2 when you can start. So, for example, if you don't know nothing from procurement, Sabi like don't do, you are just getting into it for the very first time, then can advise you start first with level 2, and then you get level 3, you get level 4. Level 4 is equal to somebody we don't get a bachelor's degree in procurement, right? Now, any university, well, any accredited university. Okay, so then at the level 4 and level 5 and 6. When you get level 6, then you don't equal to that particular certification equal to somebody with an ACCA. Somebody will get ACCA. So it's a very lucrative certification. And when you get a level 6 CIPS certificate, it means say number one, you are going to be you're already part of the CIPS body, the chartered. Because when you say you're not chartered procurement officer, you are part of you are in the register. They put a register which say on all day, and then you can be hired for work in any other country in the world. And guess what? When they hire you, then they ensure certain fets for then give you work permit, and you work there for as long as that project that they go on for. And you are going to be paid top dollars. You have to pay fine. They pay you fine money because you're not certified. You're not chartered procurement and supply officer, right? It comes with a lot of perks, and you will enjoy them. So if you then at college now, you did do procurement at college. If you really want for edge above you competition, because trust me, procurement classes then keep boku then pass almost 100, pass 400, 500, una boku. So how you can stand outside, how you can stand apart? What's going to put you up? What's going to make you stand out? Now, if you decide for set yourself apart, not just do the degree. Imagine you pass 400, you all get the same degree. So which means a company or an organization get an option for pick 1 out of 400. Ebo, Then I've already got it that we forget say other one they don't get it. So say if you control the one they don't get it before, na pass 1,000, na pass almost 1,000. So una boku, but what sets you apart? Waiting to make you special. Because waiting to make you special, now ain't gonna make that company or that organization decide for go with you. Okay? CIPS is one of them. If you are a chartered, or even if you don't do level 4, say for level 5, right? You stand the chance to get a better opportunity, right? As a procurement officer. Equal to the CIPS is what's in called the Certified Professional in Supply Management. When are the CPSM, but in the American version of the CIPS. All right, the American version of the CPSM, now the same certification number. Okay, if you know how to do the CIPS, you can do the CPSM. However, for you with the Sierra Leone, they can advise you for do the CIPS because now mostly acceptable around UK, within Africa and other countries. If you just not specifically American number, you are work or you are work in American companies or you want attract American projects them, and then CPSM is your best bet. You can go see CPSM, you equally get the qualification, just like somebody will study CIPS. And these certification, they're not too expensive. They are not too expensive at all. They're really not too expensive. The cost there somewhere. So, for example, the CIPS, okay, for the CIPS. Now, do not take my word for it. Please go do further research, okay? Go do further research. After this, go ask, go watch, go YouTube, go whatever it is, ChatGPT, Claude, but go do further research, okay? Now, for the CIPS, we basically now UK-based student membership, right? Like I tell you, remember, say you are going to be part of or register. You're not part of the student. You need for, I think it costs around 100 to 150 pounds, roughly, okay? When every year you pay in once, you don't wish you don't pay, you are part of that body day. But if you don't begin sit the exams at least from level 2 to level 3, level 4. If you get XP, if you get a degree in them, then level 4, not even start from basically. Go level 4, level 5, level 6. A tough examinations, it's very, very tough. The exam centers in IASO we did one. I try for bring somebody who get a CIPS certification, make it can explain to me how the certification they go like and how somebody can able for get that kind of certification in IASO so that you in house you're interested you can go in for the certification. The exam fee cost £100 to £150 per module, right? I think like levels 5 and 6 now 8 module you sit, so that's like let's say £100, that's like £800. Okay, we now approximately $1,400, $1,500 for that exam stay. I mean, not the same thing you pay in a college now. So you go sacrifice a big that payment stay, and then once you get them, you are certified, right, professionally. So level 4 diploma. 8 modules, so the exam fee alone costs between £800 to £1,200. Similar to the CPSM, when the American-based union, okay. Instead now for non-members that's $722, sorry, $25, and then for members now about $1,400, to $1,500, where you can pay for city exams. I mean. You did spend people in the way they will spend almost money in chapter 1. Hey, somebody been wanting me to stand call chapter 1. Anyway, people in the way they spend that money they spend out all over this country, go to a bar there, go to restaurants there, go all side for spend that money there. So if your uncle can go spend that money there, I'm sure he can give you for go land book. If not, you can save them. Yes, and can give money, you can get money. They get money, save them and get till you get that money there and pay for your exams. And then once you pay for your exams, you go, you sit. I am telling you, you pass. You are a chartered, procurement expert, and you will attract these jobs that I just mentioned. So, and you put yourself out there, and you will try to tell people who you are and what will make you special. Another thing why I need for. Maybe I will close on this because I'm sorry I'm not able to talk about logistics, but I need for close on this now. Something why don't they bother me about a lot of procurement students. where they claim say that they do procurement in our college. Please, you can't graduate as a procurement student. You don't understand within our ERP systems. ERP systems. I mean, it's a cardinal sin. It's a cardinal sin for you graduate now IPAM or any other institution where you find yourself. You don't know within our ERP systems. That's number one. And then you don't even sabi how to use any procurement application. You are wasting your time. Why you do it until you graduate? And why you no can tell me say, oh, I not get the opportunity, oh, I not get computer. You get phone. If you not get computer, you get phone. And you can start by using your phone these days. You can start by just using your phone. If you not get phone there, I wonder what you do. I wonder what you do. Go for your phone immediately. But if you are a procurement student, right? You listen to me now, or you know somebody who's a procurement student. For understand number one, what are ERP systems? What's not ERP? ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning Systems. So most of the companies in where they look for job, you have to go into the banks, for instance, because bank need procurement officer, telecommunications company need procurement officer, renewable energy company needs procurement officer, hotels need procurement officer. Every institution in this country need a procurement officer. Government, CSF, and get a whole procurement unit. Even the big project and World Bank project and get a whole team, a whole unit, within they call them procurement unit. Now they work down there for look for vendors, contractors, the way for can do their work. Even the UN, it gets a whole procurement team. Every institution, within that, they need procurement officers, right? Point one to try for make is all of these institutions already get an application. We then don't employ, right, for help process or streamline the procurement process. That's exactly the word, for streamline the procurement process. Most of these big institutions, if in a small organization or a startup, usually they're not invest into them because they don't see the need yet, or they don't get the money yet for investing them. But once they're not established, they always get an enterprise resource planning system in place. Okay, where basically then they use for streamline that procurement process. Because like I say, procurement not over just go by. There's a whole process to it. Okay. Now they get three major companies. Okay, SAP, then based in Europe. It's a German company, right? I'm not ask me in a German with SAP mean a German language. I don't remember now, but I met with SAP in 2018, right? I met with a bunch of SAP experts and professionals, right? Somewhere in Kenya. I mean, I guess for asking questions about how SAP came about. They have an amazing history. Go research how SAP came about and how they don't get to the level where they get to. So most of the companies and the applications they're within they use for streamline their processes, procurement processes, they run on an SAP infrastructure. Most of them. In fact, Salon better small. Where you go down south, South Africa, you go to East Africa, most of those companies, then they run applications where they run on an SAP infrastructure. They are the cog where they run this economy, this global economy. Most of the businesses in the world run on an SAP infrastructure. So, but they're basically based in UK, in Europe, Germany to be specific, right? And then you get Oracle. Okay, Oracle is basically a US based. Okay, however, of course they get applications the way plenty companies in the use. Like I say, the applications that they run on an Oracle infrastructure. For example, when I did work for Airtel back in the day, right? The software what they use, the procurement software what they use was basically running on an Oracle infrastructure. All right, was basically running on an Oracle infrastructure. I am saying all of this to say, if you are students now, you get to learn all of these systems and how they work like and how it benefit the companies. That's number one. Number two, you get to learn how to manipulate this system, how to work with the systems. Trust me, it will set you apart. Imagine you graduate now, IPAM, right? You graduate, they ask you, what skills do you have? You say, oh, I can manage a whole Oracle system, or I know how to navigate a procurement application, right? And say, which one you sabi for do? You say, oh, I'll be the practice on Preco. Preco was the, is still when I was working for Metro Cable, right? All the procurements was done on Preco, right? And Preco is an ERP system that is running on an Oracle system, okay? So you can say, imagine you see you sabi for use Preco. You sabi for basically waiting for doing Preco, create purchase orders, manage supply information, track inventories and deliveries, process invoices and payments, generate procurement and spend analysis. Imagine you come on college, you sabi navigate. You don't need for do one live. Just go online, go on YouTube, type Preco, and then you sit down watch like a movie. Take your pen, they take notes, they jot down how it work like. Immerse yourself with so much knowledge on how that thing they work like. With so much knowledge on how it work like. And then guess what? Over time, it become muscle memory to you. So when you see the application, right? When you see the application, it become so easy for you to say, oh, okay, I've not seen this before. I know how this will work like. Imagine if you get a computer now, you can go just download the free version of them, and you play around them. You see how it work like, okay? Then they set you apart for attract bigger opportunities, bigger and better opportunities. Trust me, right? So in addition to that, imagine you back them up with Excel skills. Imagine you back them up with serious Excel skill. Okay, you understand Excel. You sabi for create invoices on Excel. You sabi for create purchase order. You make purchase order for small companies. So if for example, okay, and because on Excel it's free, you get Excel, you get access to Excel. Okay, if you go assume they go join a new company now, we not get the money for invest into an ERP system, right? You need to be smart enough for come up with, right, a makeshift procurement purchase order. So imagine you're smart enough, you develop your own purchase order, you develop a whole system, you design a whole system, for managed supply information, you track inventories, you get you dashboard, you track inventories. Imagine you're able to show that particular work as a portfolio of your work that you don't do over time when you graduate and present it to the company where you apply for a job for. Automatically sets you apart from the one where they just send CV, send application. Yes, students don't know how to do this. They just depend on, I get the first job? No! You have tools at your disposal that you can practice on and use them as your portfolio of work you have done. You do not need to have a job. You can just do your own small project on the side, and that constitutes your portfolio of work where you can present to the HR officer. When the HR officer asks you, do you have any experience in it? No, I don't have. However, as part of my own little project, I designed this purchase order on Excel sheet. I able to design a template for developing purchase order, and at the same time, I designed me dashboard, right, for track inventories. And they would know the computer they were on there just by looking. Imagine you present, you show and say, look, or you even go to your computer, you show how it work like, show the simulation. Doesn't that set you apart for the job? Do you need any extra? You just need to go online, spend long time studying, learning, instead of let's talk this talk before I go. Before you go, you go buy your iPhone 15, iPhone 17. Invest them into buying a laptop. Do not waste your time for go buy a phone. If you really serious about educating yourself, you serious about edging your competitor, and becoming, attracting more and more opportunities, and you're serious about, pushing and developing professionally, go buy a computer. Because the world not wait for you. There are less and less jobs for people who not sabi do dope computer. Before you know it, you'll be left alone, left na grumble on so complain. Grumble na igulipa. Go find the computer now, invest in the computer now. You get 4,000, 4 million, you get nice second-hand computer where you can start. Just begin knock the keys anymore. The rest begin go YouTube. You can teach yourself. There are no limitations to this anymore. There are no excuses to this anymore. It's all up to you what you can do with all the information they are why they give to you. Now, I don't get possible to give me the information now they come up. Now, these are free information. I don't list companies them. Before I go, I list some of the companies that we in EPC groups. What I mean by EPC? I talk about EPC engineering, procurement, and construction companies. If you are into the procurement field now and you're serious about your sector and you want to improve on this sector, you need to go online now on LinkedIn, search these companies: FB Group, Shapoji Palonji, Energy China, Bechel, as in BETCHEL, and Tata Project, of course. I mean, Tata are one of the largest companies in India. Siemens Energy. Right? These are companies that we are big EPC companies them. We get big divisions them, multiple divisions them inside it. We then get big procurement divisions inside. Go follow these companies, follow the CEOs, the procurement officers of these companies on LinkedIn. Just follow them. And then follow the pages. Because the reason why they follow them pages is so you go see updates. So if they get any project where they run a Sierra Leone, where there's a vacancy out there, you will find these vacancies and you will find your way for network with these people and connect with them. Stay connected until you get what you want. If you're really serious about pursuing and pushing your dreams, stop waiting. Stop. Not just pray. Beyond praying, go search for these opportunities. Do not give up. Be resilient and do not stop. No excuses. No excuses. No, time for excuses are over. Just keep going, and you will definitely get there at the right time. Position yourself for the opportunities where they about for explode. If you wait, you will lose it. By the time it don't pass you. So now is the time, as you listen to me, you get access to the information there. Use them. Right? This is not for somebody within into the procurement field specifically. So if you know a friend or someone where you know, share this video, share this whole link to them, use this for promoting self. If you not do that, they tell you AI they can't take your job. AI is coming, and if you're not able to become computer savvy, you are getting late. All right. So I'm not able to touch on the logistics and supply. Next week I will try to handle Landy. Whilst I also try to get a guest an expert in procurement where we can talk about this. Or I also try to get an expert in project management as well, because I don't handle project management. I try to get somebody in a project management expert where we can talk about project management as a whole. So I hope this don't bless a particular. It's long, it's boring. It's basically you are in class and some people don't want to listen to people talking. It's okay, it's fine. So man get short attention span. But I hope somebody out there, their lives don't be transformed. Their life don't be transformed. I hope somebody out there are able for tickling fancy, are able for motivate them, are able for like a ginger up small for pursue like a real professional career in profession. I'm not even talking about the contract management aspect of it at the time. But like I say, I go handle Landy next week. I will talk about contract management, which is a whole topic on its own. And then I go into the logistics and supply. But I think Nayago Lefuna, Mifambolem, I have been your host. I hope say this don't really help you think about you beginning future, your own future, you beginning that. And you are motivated for go out there and be the best version of yourself. I am Mulku Suleiman Bangura. Until next week, Tuesday again, Wagodinayaso. Do have a great evening. Enjoy your evening and Have a great weekend. Good night.
I no get nothing for offer. So all me party when look down on me. I'm moving ahead. I need to stop for nothing. I'm looking forward.